All right, guys. My name is Emmanuel, as you may know already.
And I'm Dr. Victor Wonko.
And my organ is, is one of the statesmen, Nigerian statesmen we have in Philadelphia, and we are trying to get into this endless conversation about marriage abroad. We are supposed to understand that marriage is not last year. Because we decide and it's affecting our families here. You know, so first of all, what do you think is the reason? What do you think is the reason for a high rate of divorce or marital challenges with people from immigrants from Africa? Well, I don't know whether it's high in the first place, but the impression is that the divorce rate and the rate of marital challenges is very high among immigrants. What do you think is the cause of that?
Um, some part of it is cultural,
Okay.
some is environmental, and some has to do with the people involved. I say cultural because at home, people in Nigeria, we suffer long.
We suffer long.
We suffer long suffer. So we suffer at smart.
Okay, marriages.
So in marriages.
Okay,
So
okay, go ahead.
people tend to be like, oh, I'm married, and that's it. So you can go back and say, oh, your mother will advise you that, I took this, I took that. That's how marriage is. D is a D. Stay there. So there's a cultural, sociological profile to it that people tend to, say, okay, I'm married. Why should I leave? In fact, your father's house, if you're living, will not accept you back most times, okay? Because you are married. They don't want you to come back. So even if you're dying many times, stay there
and fix it.
Yes.
Okay, the issue is that here people don't take a lot of BS.
There's no father house to go back to. Even your father's house is a rented place. Or even if you bought it, it's still, technically not.
I see.
You know how this
I get
works.
that. You're not rooted in this place. People
Yes.
move around a lot.
Yes. There's no rooted. Yes.
I come from Imo State. That is my home. You meet someone who was born in Philadelphia, in Pennsylvania, then the person moves to Miami, and then later moves to Chicago. They just keep moving. They don't have this sense of this is where I
Yes.
come from.
You can go like, I was born in Pennsylvania. I was born in Philadelphia. But that's it. There is no family house. There is no village
that you have to return to.
I have to return to in Pennsylvania, in Philadelphia. No. Yeah, I was born. You are now from Chicago.
Okay, now some people think the reason is feminism versus patriarchy. There's a higher awareness for feminist ideas here, and it's not as much. I don't know. Maybe social media is doing that now. It's not as much where we come from in Nigeria. Women are more aware, they demand more rights and they get more. So that is why if you are coming from a different culture, and then we know all of that narrative, the cultural clash that is responsible, and then at the center of it is feminism on one side and patriarchy on the other side. Do you think that is what's going on?
I don't think so. I don't think it has anything to do with feminism. It just has to do with environment. Like I said, culture and then environment. You move to a place like the US. Even in the USA, if you go to a place like, people tell you that, oh, there's more divorces in places like Houston.
Yes. I want to say Texas when they say
Houston than other places.
Yes.
But the reason is very simple.
Why?
Not to see. Okay. Now, let's say you are in Philadelphia. We're in Philadelphia. And the man is oppressing the woman, doing certain things. And because the wife doesn't have people who have divorced around her. She's less likely to go for that divorce.
So she's like, it's as a multiplier effect.
Yes, if she's in Houston, you see examples that somebody can actually divorce and still have a good life after all.
Is that a good thing?
It is a good thing on one hand. You get what I mean? Because anything that has good can have its own side effect, you know. So things that you wouldn't have taken, or you would have taken somehow, and go like, you know, and manage in this relationship. You know, you're married but not married, so to say. While you are in front of
I think you're looking at it from the extreme here. Case of maybe there is abuse in the marriage or it has broken down.
Something always causes divorce.
Yes, so it is relative. What you can take. What is a deal breaker might not be the same. So
Yes.
we might be getting to a point here where anything is a deal breaker, so to speak, even if it's flimsy. You might actually have other ulterior motives. Either as a man or a woman to leave the union, and you know, because the environment has made it easy for you to just walk out.
Within the Nigerian society, it's not really that way. So, anytime you see a divorce that is flimsy,
yes, it's not the same in Nigeria, right?
Yes, you don't really see divorces that are flimsy. I mean, even among Nigerians here, if you see a divorce like that, one, the first thing you will notice is that somebody went and married somebody from Nigeria, but the person has somebody else.
I've seen couples that are both from Africa.
That's what I'm saying. A Nigerian man or woman here goes to Nigeria, marries somebody.
These are extreme.
No, I'm telling you what I've seen.
Okay.
The things I've seen, at least I've seen it in 4 or 5 cases where people went from here to Nigeria, gets married, not knowing that the person they are getting married to actually has somebody else they actually love and want to marry, but they are using this person as the vehicle
for an anchor for immigration.
To immigrate. When they get here, they have 2, 3 kids. They stay divorced and go for that. Or the woman,
I see.
Yeah, and still go for the person they actually wanted to marry in the first place. Now, that's we know ulterior motive, flimsy things can cause that divorce. But on a normal, the kind of divorces we usually have substantive issues underlying it.
Okay. 2 things I want to. I'm asking you this question because we are more ingrained in the Nigerian society. We have more news than I think about that. So the first is there is this notion that money is also a major cause of marital struggle among Nigerian couples. Yeah, African or money, who earns more, how is the money going, how is it spent? What is your model for a peaceful, acceptable, fair way to handle family finance in marriage? Yeah,
I mean, there is no formula to it. There's no formula to it. Personally, the way I practice it and the way I see it, the way I see it is how I practice it. My wife makes her money. The money goes to her account. I make my money. It comes to my account. Now, most of the money I make, I give to my wife. She manages the home. Okay. Anyhow, she sees it fit. She spends, so she pays the bills and all those things. So most of my money, it goes to her to manage the home. I'm not, she makes a lot of money too. It's not like she makes little money. She makes a lot of money. But I know that if I don't have money, she doesn't ask me because she uses her money. I see. To do everything.
So that is because there's sincerity on both sides.
Yeah, but the whole thing is this. I'll tell people it's always 100%. You bring 100%, she brings 100%. You don't have to have joint account. She brings 100%, you bring 100%. So I know that, okay, if she
So what do
doesn't
you
have,
bring 100? Is the amount of commitment or the money you bring?
it's the commitment you bring.
Okay.
It also reflects in the money you bring. Because if there's need,
If
and
you now give 100% of everything,
you're not giving her 100%,
Okay.
but your 100% is available.
I see.
Yeah, her 100% is available.
Okay.
It's not like, oh, she's bringing 100 and giving to me, I'm taking 100% and giving to her.
But then you kind of, I don't want to go deeper into how you do your stuff, I just want to understand so that maybe other people could learn. So you have a certain amount you provide, you give, or everything you put on the table.
Everything is on, that's what I'm saying. All my money is available for the house. All of it. Nothing is not available. All of it is available for us to use, both in the house and extended family and stuff.
Okay.
All of it is available. So if there is need, the money is there. We use it.
If I don't personal savings.
That's what I'm saying. All of it, including my personal savings. Because are you going to have need in the house? And you won't solve it because you're having personal savings somewhere. If there's need in the house, it must be solved.
Okay.
Isn't that it?
Yeah.
It must be solved. So there's nothing like, oh, my personal savings, I won't touch it. No, you're going to go bring it back for the house.
Okay.
So, but what I'm trying to say is that the best way is that now all our monies are available.
Nobody's holding.
Nobody's holding.
Yeah. Okay.
Nobody's holding the money like this is my own. I'm holding it so tight because when she doesn't have, my money is there. When I don't have, hers is there. I don't think about, oh, we don't have money. No. I'm secure that she has some money and she will use it for the betterment of the family. We are not going to fight about money. It's not going to happen.
But see, there's a lot of gender animosity. Social media, a lot of people see that all the time. So people have read stories about families, more men losing money after divorce or losing the women they trusted. I've seen also women doing a lot for some man and then it doesn't end up, So people are not very cautious to be open like this. Some people. I want to talk about the issue of splitting property and all of that because it's a constant. When you marry a person, because the woman takes half. Do you ever consider how does it really work?
Okay.
I know you're not a lawyer, but you have seen cases and you know how this is going to go.
Yeah, the things is this. In the US, they are what is called marital property. Okay. And those are the properties you acquire while the marriage subsists.
The ones you acquired before the marriage.
It's not marital property. Okay. It's your property. Okay. And non-marital property cannot be shared. Okay. So, but the things you acquired during the lifetime of the marriage is marital property. And because the lady contributed, whether financially or emotionally, I say, there's a contribution. Yes.
In terms of at least providing support.
Yes.
Emotional, psychological, and
balance. Yes. Exactly. So that's why you were able to acquire those things. Okay. Anyway, if she wasn't,
you can go either way.
Yeah. But and people look at it like the man. If the woman has more money, remember it's the same thing. She's the one losing at the end of the day. So all these things, we always read from the point of view of the man, like the man is the only one losing. The woman also, if she has more money than the man, and the first happens, she's going to lose money. You get what I mean? But I look at it from the point of not actually in terms of losing money, not losing money, because it comes down to some basic stuff, some basic stuff, which is simple. So when my money is your money is my money. That's what I mean by 100% the money being paid. Money is not going to be an issue. You do things together. You get what I mean? You do things together. So if you're building a house in your village, say your parents are in the village, you want to build a house for them. That's okay. Your wife is supportive. Let's do it this way. Let's do it. Then the same energy should also translate if her own parents need house too. The same energy. Because if they need a house, their daughter is in the US. The same way for your parents, their son is in the US. The same energy should go there as even here. Because they are both your families. You have to, So some of the things that our people don't usually appreciate that kind of thing. Some people want to be like, let's do it in my house. Let's do for my brothers, for my sisters, you, the wife, nothing. Some women are also like that. They want to do for their own parents and their own siblings. They don't want their husband to also do for. So it causes problems in the family because everybody you want to take care of your people. And your people actually are expecting you to help one way or the other. So what is good for the goose? Good for the gander.
Now, there is actually a lot of pressure on marriage, on marriage as an institute. Whether it's in Nigeria or here, we see crazy stories every time. And I remember there was a video I watched recently. An American lady was saying that, quote, we are internalizing a lot of trauma that does not belong to us. Maybe you don't have the problem because you don't learn it's always a man, men are, a woman, men are, just dwelling a lot of animosity and at a point you begin to wonder. I remember asking a question, I was like, why am I still getting married with all of this so much? I'm still getting married. So I'm coming to a point. The point is that some people have said marriage is on the decline in the next 20 years, the 30 years is going to go down. In places like Finland, they have a very strong metric in terms of gender equality. Then I think I heard a report that said divorce was at 61% this time, and marriage has been, the amount of people, the number of people who are able to marry but they are not keeps rising. So where do you think marriage will be the next 20, 50 years, more or less?
You have to look at it from the sociological point because the statistics is one thing, that's the mathematics of it. But then, what is driving the change? So, culture is dynamic. Cultural change is constant. So, initially, at least in Africa, before Christianity, we had our cultural ways of doing things. Before the white men came, colonialism. And then church kind of reinforced the issue of marriage. Actually subsumed everything. As more people question religion, because initially you may not be able to be because
yes, I see.
So as more people question religion,
marriage continues
things continue to change. So you have to see that rightly people are now questioning religion, and people are beginning to see that I can have children out of wedlock, and it's okay, and it's all right, and everybody is good, and nothing is wrong with that. So they can do that. Oh, I can live with my boyfriend or girlfriend forever. And
okay. A lot of people like us, they're not married, they're not single.
Yes.
Yeah, they're just living.
Yeah. So as religion loses its grips on people's mind, all the things that religion held so deep also losing their grip on people.
Alright, so I'll come back again, please. Let us take a break and we'll come to this religion matter.
Oh yeah, you Our people, every head, like, every head people now that. Every religion is the driving force that been holding families together for a long time with culture. Because, people marry because that's how we start. Even though they are not even capable of getting married. They don't have money. They're not capable of raising a family. But because it's those things continue happening. But as you can see it in the villages, see people who are destitute, practically. They still got money and have more children than they can cater for. Yeah?
Right. Now, let's make a change. Let's see whether then we'll go back. I'll ask you. I want to ask you about. I want to go into religion because you mentioned something. I want to see. Okay, go. There is a lot of. I call it an uprising. It's erode. TikTok, social media, a lot of people are becoming irreligious, especially people who were Christian before they are beginning to draw back. I remember you said some time ago that that has an effect on marriage. The more people become religious, the more the tendency for families to split. And also, kind of, do you think that also applies to things like, I don't want to use words that can get this bigger something there. In terms of people doing the right thing in society, not committing offenses, not doing stuff. Do you think religious countries, so to speak, are they safer? Are they more civil? Are they back up? I'm searching it. Alright, I'll go back. You said that the more as people become religious, the effect on marriages, divorce rates and all that will increase. Can you explain that for me?
Okay, so it comes down to, let's take Nigerian security. People get married in church more often than not. Like without church wedding, it looks like we're not married yet, even though you've done the traditional wedding. Okay, so and church dominates the landscape. So thou shalt not divorce. It's one of the cardinal rules of the church. So now, if you stop going to church,
it doesn't hold you.
If you lose that religion,
but even in the church, so to speak, people are also. I don't think because even here in the US, there is supposed to be a Christian nation. Divorce rate is high. So that
US is not. Yes, US is not even a Christian nation.
I've said that a couple times. Some people keep saying, "Oh, they don't understand."
It's not a Christian nation. You can say, "Oh, it was founded on Judeo-Christian principles," but that just
it's not the case as it is.
Yes. So the thing is this: as more people, if you see somebody, as more people get enlightened, as more people get educated, on social issues and how to handle things, you now get a repertoire of knowledge and tools to solve certain problems. And divorce is one of those tools that can be used to solve problems. It is. Unfortunately, it's still a tool
to solve problems.
Or
to create more problems.
No, not even,
because it's also creative. I'm not here nor there, but I know that much as divorce solves problems for certain couples, it creates.
It might.
It creates a whole lot. Because I was having a conversation with someone. When people divorce, a lot of things become problems, cause problems. Child support. Maybe these kids, the kind of support they receive from parents or from a family unit, you can't wish it away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So when divorce happens, A lot of families can become dysfunctional, and there are so many other issues, financial and all that. So it solves one problem, but a lot of other problems could fall based on the kind of couple that is involved.
Yes, I like that. It's based on the people and if the divorce is acrimonious or not.
Yes.
But generally, divorce is a tool. So where people are getting oppressed, whether the husband is not being oppressed or the wife is being oppressed, instead of dying because you want to remain married,
You run away.
save your life and say, okay, let me do loss or minus. In this case, subtraction. You subtract yourself from that place. And so now it reflects both in the church as it reflects in the society. So as people lose religion and employ that, people in the church are also part of society. They see it and they go like, good for you that you left that place instead of dying. So if they find themselves in the same situation, what do? They subtract themselves from the situation too. Because they've now seen that Mr. A left the situation and he is good. The only thing is I'll change church. If this my particular church doesn't like that I divorced, I'll leave them as a divorced person and I go to this other church.
Now, what you're saying, there are a lot of European countries that can say to be religious. I remember I saw a report about Finland. Feminism level is top notch. The level of atheism is rising very, very well too. And then you have the high rate of divorce. You have a lot of people not wanting to get married. You could live together to have kids with them, But somehow, I don't know the impact on society as a whole. In Nigeria or in parts of Africa, religion is also rising a lot. In fact, the parents of today, they don't understand what is going on. They think the kids that they are raising religious. I don't say that. Those kids are not raising kids the way they were raised. Yep. A lot of couples, younger couples, say between 30 and 45. They are not going to church. They're not taking kids to church. I mean, at least those of them here in the diaspora. A lot of them also in Nigeria are not going to church. Even that way, they are not really, kind of transferring that those Christian values. They fail. They fail. They're not exactly. So, in the next couple of years, you're going to see more people become completely religious. What is going to be the impact of that on society of Nigeria? Because I just said in places in the Western world, I don't know if I can blame it on losing religion. There is, divorce rate is high. We say divorce is a tool. This is an issue. Yeah. It doesn't reflect in the rate of people committing. I don't want to use the word of people punish people. In Nigeria, do you think this is a good thing? People are becoming more religious.
Okay, so there's a difference between societal values, generally speaking, and marriage per se. Because here we live in the US, divorce rate is very high, but that doesn't mean people are not good citizens. People obey the laws.
Yes. But the laws are there.
Yes, people obey the law and do what they have to do. So they are good and model citizens who have divorced, who will still divorce in the future.
Who are religious?
Yes. So that's a different whole thing entirely because it has to do with, having a societal value underpinned by rule of law. Unlike faith. That's it. That's not a different thing. So, like I was saying before, when people use divorce as a tool, they run to the rule of law. Because it's the courts. They run to the rule of law. And say, the law help us undo this thing. Help us share our stuff. So that all of us will be okay.
I have two more questions before we wrap up. A lot of people are saying that. I remember I once said that if I didn't do the Western world, I would not get married. I once said that because of the kind of the first story.
You are here now.
It just seemed like every marriage was crashing people and, doing stuff with each other. And then your marriage ends, you lose everything. Whatever you had, you have, So I was at the point, why are they still getting married? Even though I'm asking the people, why are people still getting married? Because that's not there now. Nobody will really not to get married at all. But you see, if you go to YouTube accounts that track these weddings, they are blowing up. People are still getting married. Even the same in Nigeria, I see a lot of animosity between men and women. But every Saturday,
There's a wedding.
why are they getting married?
Yeah.
Here and over there.
Yeah. Marriage is a cultural thing, as well as a religious thing. It's a cultural thing. So people will keep getting married as well as keep getting divorced. It's gonna happen. People will keep getting married until the world ends. People will keep getting divorced until the world ends. So the thing is this is a normal natural thing because since it's a societal construct, marriage, that's how you build a family. So everybody wants to have family. Even the ones that don't want to get married, they want to cohabit.
Because if you look at it, there is a financial angle. You live in this country. You pay your rent. Every month the bills is the same. Going to look like that
It's easy.
When it's just you, let's say you lose a job. Let's say you have an accident. Let's say you fall sick.
You need someone.
You need someone to step in.
Yep.
You understand?
Yep.
So I think this financial motivation might remain and keep money going for a long time because a lot of people are not earning enough to run everything in
the general support you get
yes
from a family has to be
that.
Yes.
I think that is the motivation that can keep people continue to But then, as I said, more people are becoming religious, and I don't know whether it's a good thing for us as Africans, for us as Nigerians.
I wouldn't look at it from good or bad because there was a time, that before the advent of colonialism, people were religious in another way.
Yes.
So now they're religious in a different way. So, and one way or the other, I don't think it makes society better or worse.
Some will say worse. Some will say worse, some will say better. It depends on who is talking.
Yes.
A lot of the education. I remember someone was saying that Christianity, for instance, have developed parts of Africa, the education, the growth, and all of that. Some people say like crushing our culture, it's kind of death of splinter, and forgot where we came from, our roots and stuff like that. So whoever, it depends on who is talking.
But Christianity itself came as a byproduct of colonialism.
Yes.
So look at it from the point that it's colonialism that brought education generally, using the church as a tool in the first place.
The conversation about colonialism is something that I had a long time on social media. But as I'm trying to schedule a debate with someone about why are we the way we are in terms of development as a continent. He believes it is colonialism that is responsible for the backwardness you see on our continent. I think it's not. I think colonialism was a symptom, not the cause of our problems. And I have a theory. I don't know if it's a good time to talk about it, since I have a debate comment.
Let's hold it.
Hold it. Okay.
So you don't move it ahead of time.
Okay. All right.
But my own is very simple. I look at it from the point of that education came as a result of colonialism. So and religion. I'm not talking about whether good or bad. No. Education is a good thing. Anytime. Anyway. So religion helps, encourage education in the system. That's a good thing. Now if people are, but education itself is neither religious nor irreligious. Education in and of itself is neither religious nor irreligious. So people having that enlightenment, able to read, write, critical thinking, look at the world outside of themselves and outside of their own culture, and even look at their own culture from a different perspective is a very good thing. Now, whether religion is a good thing or a bad thing, getting more religious or getting less religious, is for the individual. I think religion should be much more an individual thing, where, like in Christianity, we talk about getting born again. You don't get born again in groups or as a family.
You're gonna make me ask you another question.
You get born again. You get born again as an individual.
I will not say that this one is perfect. You just mentioned something.
Okay.
This is not a very. It's not an important question. But it's also important to a lot of people. Do you believe there is heaven and hell? That people are going and they die. That is one. Two. Do you believe that the wrath will come and will come? You were a pastor. I think you were a pastor years back. I don't think I've studied the Bible as much as you have, even though I have read it from the beginning to the end like 4 times. I was quite evangelical as a teen at a point. So you're a pastor. Why I'm asking you this question is that I said the other time that I have a theory about why we are not developing as black people, and this question is in a way tied to that theory. Do you believe that there is a place we are going to when we die, heaven or hell, and then if we don't die and then the world ends, the people want to cut off flying to heaven? Do you expect that to happen, or do you want to hold their peace?
I'll put it this way. Religious beliefs are religious beliefs. They are not, for most part, subject to rational explanation and thoughts. They are not. So, is there a heaven? No human being knows.
What we are seeing is nothing. This one is sky.
Yes, no human being
The
knows.
atmosphere.
In fact,
what do you call it again?
wait, what you call
let's not go
look at it, what you call heaven depends on where you are. So you're on earth, you look up, heaven is up.
Okay.
If you are on Mars, if you're on earth, Mars is up. Isn't that it? All of the planets are up. If you are on Mars, the earth is also up. It's not down, it's also up.
I don't understand the science you're trying to speak here.
So look at it this way. If you are, let's say we are on Mars now. If you come out and look up, you will see the earth as one of the bright objects shining.
But we're talking about things we don't have human beings in Mars now.
No, so I'm saying, so I'm saying that depending on where you are standing, heaven is up.
Okay.
Do you understand? So somebody on Mars will look up and see the earth up there. It's part of the heavens. But on earth, Mars is part of the heaven. Isn't that it? So, but heaven as a paradise, nobody knows. We only read that in scriptures, in the various religious scriptures that talk about it. Hell, where it is located, we don't know, because we only read that in scriptures, and nobody has gone there.
They had near-death experience and they saw.
All those ones are just talk. In fact, even as a Christian, the Bible contradicts them 100%.
People have said they went and they were asked to go back and
They lied.
I don't think they lied.
They completely lied. They lied against the scripture, against themselves, because they want to gain power in the church.
You can't say that everybody lied.
They lied. All of them. They lied. They didn't say anything that is truth. I'll give you a particular example. I was in a program in Texas. I remember one time, the one man came and talked about how he died. And each person, their experience is so unique, different from the other person.
I can explain why that has happened. Why that happened.
And you wonder whether it is the same heaven. Because for this man, once he got there, everybody was going like, hey, the open book, the name is not there, hell, heaven, you know. But they lied. The reason, let me now give you the reason why I said they lied. The scriptural reason why they lied. You know the story of the rich man and Lazarus. It's a very popular story. When the rich man asked Abraham to send Lazarus to his brothers who were alive, to go and warn them about the places in, the response he got was very simple. That we have the prophets with you, with your brothers there. If they cannot listen to them, they will not listen to him, a dead person who came back to life. So when people say, oh, I died, I went away, and I was told to come back and warn the people who are alive, they are lying.
Okay. Let me tell you why I think they're not lying. That's what they call, science calls it NDE, near-death experience.
Okay.
That is just like what you're saying. Someone is about to die, or they came back. They were close to die.
So they didn't die yet.
They have these experiences and they came back. They are not necessarily false because a lot of documentaries, even scientific explorations, are looking into these claims. And there is something remarkable about them. As you said, they are always different from one person to the other.
Okay.
It didn't start with Christianity. In the villages, even in Igbo cosmology, you see an older person that is about to die. They'll start seeing their ancestors. They'll start talking. They are on their deathbed and they're conversing with people that have died since. So it's believed that at that point they're already in a different world. Then if you go to Islam, you listen to watch plays and a lot of people have the same experience. Then they return and share their stories. Hinduism is very common. It's a very common experience in Christian, different denominations people have had experiences in these respects. Why are they all different? Because each one is going to mirror their subconscious. If you are unconscious, if you are in a coma, or if you are in that position, their worldviews are going to be playing back at you. That's why you see one person.
You just named what I'm saying. I'm saying that they did not get to any heaven.
Yeah, I know.
They did not go to any hell.
I know that.
It's just very simple.
It's just
because what's in their brain
is what is playing out.
Is playing out.
Yes.
To them.
That's why
it looks like they went to
religions. Each of them has had an experience to affirm what they believe in.
Yes.
And the person that is telling this story doesn't understand the science, doesn't understand that this is what is going on in your brain. So they think that, oh, well, they met God and
that's where I'm coming from.
Yes.
That when they come out and tell us, I went to heaven, they did not go to any heaven.
And there's accounts out, even within Christianity, you see different accounts of different.
Exactly. So they didn't go to any heaven. Because God is not about to send dead people to come and convert belief.
It doesn't work anyway.
The Christian God of the Bible is not about to send a dead man to come and convert the living. He said it's not possible. You should go back to the prophets the law. Moses and the prophets are there to guide you. The New Testament is there to guide you. So you cannot come now and tell me, oh, you went to heaven. If after all that, okay, sit down, it's your subconscious
That is working.
that's working on.
And funnily enough, the deeper life heaven is different from the premagamic that has the experience. I remember a book I read. It was Emmanuel in one guy that said,
Oh, don't even go to money delivered from the power of darkness. That is
where is the guy now?
the compendium.
Where is he though?
I have no idea, but he became one of the top people in the church because such stories
They are sensational.
they give you a place on the table and draw crowd to you here, and you make your money, and you sing
On earth.
Yes, you're going to live good here because you're going to make money. But as per the veracity of the story, there is nothing there.
In fact, I think talk about cars driving into computerized cars, right? With the coast and all of that. Then it was a lot. All of us in the eastern part of Nigeria, we were thinking that it was going to end in a jiffy.
I realized it was a lie because there was somebody I know, and he was living with one of my friends. And the story came that he was possessed and that he has been delivered. And one time I met the guy, and he was chasing babes. My head was like, you have been delivered from demons. If you backslide, you will come back with more demons. The guy told me to sit down and shush. After we conversed, it became clear that he wasn't possessed, of course, in any way, shape, or form. What happened was he embezzled the funds. My aunt had a kind of store, and he was in charge,
and he helped clean it up.
The money was supposed to be for his own. My aunt was actually trying to put money together to open a store for him. He embezzled the fund. He led mechanic. So the money was to open a mechanic shop for him. He embezzled the fund. But there's no way to come out and say, I embezzled.
It was better to.
So he now concocted a story of how they used to go to the bank. He described the road from Owen to Onisha, to the bank. How they used to cause accidents on the road, use the blood of the victims to make bread, clean up the coast, and all kinds of nonsense he concocted. And everybody believed. He they prayed for him and delivered him from the power of darkness. The man knows that there was no darkness, he didn't believe that. The only darkness, only him was the best of the front.
And he is alive as we speak.
He's very much alive and well. So I realized that after he told me the story, I went back, I was like, let's look back at Emmanuel.
So at the time, my experience with this place, questions began when I was 14. So as you said, religion beliefs are not possible to explore with rationality. But God gave us a brain. We have to use it. So I don't think he just intended for you to be completely useless. He just put it in brackets. Only one. If you leave that door open, there's nothing you will not believe.
Yep.
Because everything will make sense since you have removed rationality. If they ask you to eat food, you eat it. Because
that's what religion says.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So, I looked at I look at these issues from years and try to find what is the foundation. Why are we process talking about that? Why are we so behind everybody's every continent, every countries in Africa, typically except for service. I see far, far, and there's no even. So I like to look at all of this as holistically and come to view. Try to just doing because of others, what the foundation is. So things like stories from Emmanuel and those. Once I found that I kind of found a way to explain our situation.
Oh,
I don't believe.
I didn't tell you one more story that happened that actually made me realize the lies about what Emmanuel did. There was one lady in the village that having a revival kind of meeting in the church, like a 7-day kind of program. At one point, one lady came up, she was possessed. And every night we are praying. I was younger, I was little, the prayer was intense for the deliverance. Sometimes she'll be like that. The demons are coming at midnight. So they will lock all the church doors, and the prayer will be intense to stop the demon from coming to take her night. We are praying, little kids, my eyes will be open, watching, I'll say, close your eyes, and look to find out what's going on. Anyway, at some point we'll go to some places. She says she turns to goat, she turns to sheep, and does all these things. Anyway, at the end of the whole thing, she was delivered. Put her on board. It turns out this lady was pregnant and was doing all the calisthenics
To get it up.
to get it off. All that drama. Deliverance is an intense stuff. You get roughened up physically. You are roughened up physically. So there was a physical aspect of it that she expected to help get rid of the pregnancy. And it didn't happen. So she carried the pregnancy and she was tying girdles and so you didn't know she was pregnant. She had the baby, killed the baby through the belly. Yes, that was what happened. So when that happened, now my
She found out.
Yeah, because a trail of blood, somebody followed the blood trail, to the toilet, and they found her.
What happened to her? Was she arrested?
No, just it's not about arrest. She was that was kind of an ostracization in the village, so that only last one, so anyway, that's how she got rid of the baby. She took things to medication and other things, but she couldn't get rid of the baby. So she tried the demonic aspect, hoping that the roughening up will push the baby out. So now, I was very young, so I began to question, okay, how come all these men of God and all these spiritual beings could not see that she was pregnant? How come they did not know that it was pregnancy that was making her tell us that she was turning to good and every other thing? I was grossly disappointed. Because there's no reason why men in the spirit could not know what was going on. And they took us on a rigmarole of prayers, of all the fearful things. From that time onwards, if you come to know that you're possessed, you shall remain possessed forever. You cannot. No. Don't bring that kind of thing close. You'll be processed for them because there's no rational thinking that will tell us you're possessed. There's something else happening. Tell us what it is. Be open to us.
So my just psychosis myself. I mean, in real
Yeah.
sense of this.
Yes. Yes.
Anyway, so we're gonna be having this conversation. Often talk about issues that affect Black people. We're going to start from foundation. So talk about religion, talk about culture, talk about business, and all of that. So,
Yes, it's very necessary. Culture changes every day, and you know how American culture dominates the world, especially in Africa. You know, that's one of the greatest exports of the United States, exporting their culture. You know, and people don't even realize that what they practice is American culture. Domesticated within their own environment. And the hatred of the US while practicing American culture.
we'll talk about that too.
And I look at them and tell them, like, if only things change regularly, But it's always good to, look at these things, from intellectual perspectives and also from sociological, way of seeing things. So at least it gives us perspectives. It gives us perspectives in whatever we are doing. This is good.
All right. Thank you. Oh, damn!
Yes!
I have waist pain.
Bele. Bele.
Okay, I don't know how you're gonna turn it off, but I hope my own was recording. Okay, it was.
Look at it too.
It did, yes. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Turn it off?
Yeah. Oh,
What is it?